Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. So in the previous two videos we covered the theory and the bookkeeping of discounts, trade and cash discount. In this video we'll be covering a few past paper examples related to this topic. So let's begin. The first question says, which statements about trade discount, it is very important that you read the question very carefully, that which discount question it is. It says which statements about trade discount are correct. Statement number 1, it is debited to the supplier's account. Is it correct? No, we know that trade discount is not recorded anywhere. It is just shown on the invoice. However, we make double entries for cash discounts, which was discount allowed and discount received, but we don't record the trade discount anywhere. So this is wrong. Second is, it is only given if the invoice is paid within the period allowed by the supplier. Is this correct? This is also not correct. If the invoice is paid within the time period allowed by the supplier, that discount is called cash discount and not trade discount. Trade discount is given at the time of sale or purchase to encourage bulk buying, not to encourage early payment of dues. So this is cash discount what they are talking about, not trade discount. Number 3, it is shown as a deduction from the price of the goods on an invoice. Yes, this is correct. On the invoice, from the list price, we show a deduction which is trade discount so that we arrive at the invoice price or the net price. This is right about trade discount. Last is, it is used to encourage bulk buying. Yes, this is also correct. Encouraging a payment on time is cash discount. Encouraging bulk buying, that is for trade discount. So statement number 3 and 4 only. Option D is correct. Next question says, the discount column. Okay, so the discount column, read the question very carefully. The discount column on the debit side of the trader's cash book total 1300, and the discount column on the credit side of the cash book, of course, total 700. Before reading further, if we just quickly make the cash book, this is how a 3-column cash book is made. So the question says the discount. Now how do we mark these? There comes the discount allowed column, or discount allowed column is on the debit side. Then we have cash column on the debit side, a bank column as well on the debit side, and same on the credit side as well. But in the discounts, we have discount received on the credit side first, then again cash outflow and bank outflow. This is how we prepare a 3-column cash book. The question says, the discount column on the debit side of a trader's cash book totaled 1300. So the total of the discount column on the debit side was 1300, okay, and on the credit side it was $700. The question is, how much discount did the trader receive? So are they talking about discount allowed or are they talking about discount received? They are talking about discount received, of course, discount received, and discount is received from the supplier to the business. Now, which amount are they talking about, 1300 or 700? How much is the trader receiving from the supplier? Will that amount for discount come on the debit side or on the credit side? That will come on the credit side, of course, because discount is received at the time of payment to the supplier when cash or in the form of bank, that is check, is going out of the business. That will be recorded on the credit side, and same goes with the discount. If the discount is being availed from the supplier when you are making a payment, so that discount is received, which is also recorded on the credit side. However, if I am allowing a discount to my customer, this means that I am receiving cash or check in the business, so that discount will also be recorded on the debit side along with the cash inflow. So this is discount allowed on the debit side. This is discount received. How much is he receiving from the supplier? $700. So that is option B. Next question says, the following ledger account appeared in the books of Leah, a trader. Okay, so Leah is a trader, and in her books there's a T account with the name of Amraz. Now let's have a glance at the T account. On 1st April, there's an opening balance on the credit side 2100. Then there are some purchases. So who is purchasing from whom? Of course, Leah is purchasing from Amraz, right? So Amraz is a supplier of Leah, and his account is being maintained in the purchases ledger. As we can see that there are some purchases from this trader. There are purchases returns, then there's some payment from Leah to the trader, and she is also receiving discount as well. So this is discount allowed or discount received? This is discount received, because discount is received from the supplier and discount is allowed to the customer. So from Amraz's perspective, that is discount allowed, but since we are maintaining Leah's books, so from her perspective, this is discount received. Now the question is, which statement is correct? Option A, B, C, D. Okay, let's read one by one. Option A says Amraz allowed Leah $100 trade discount on 30th April. Okay, part of the statement is correct, part of the statement is not. Amraz, yes, he did allow discount of $100 on 30th April. You're right, the date is also correct, but that discount is not trade discount. Is that trade discount? No, that is cash discount. Why? Because we know that first of all, trade discount isn't given at the time of payment. Second, trade discount is not recorded in the books. This discount is being recorded. So this discount can't be trade discount. This is cash discount, and we have already concluded that this is discount received, which is a cash discount. So this option is incorrect, right? It's very important that your basics are clear. It's also very important that you read the question carefully. This is discount but not trade discount. This is cash discount. If they had been written cash discount, then this statement would have been correct, but this is now wrong. Second is Amraz owed Leah 2100 on 1st April. Amraz owed Leah. Amraz has to pay Leah 2100 on 1st April. No, Leah has to pay Amraz, because Leah is the customer of Amraz. Leah is the supplier. He is supplying goods, so Leah has to pay in return. So Amraz doesn't owe Leah. Leah owed Amraz 2100 on 1st April. So this also can't be right. C is Leah owed Amraz 2950 on 30th April. That is on this date. Leah owes Amraz. Yes, Leah can owe Amraz because Leah is the customer, and the amount is 2950, which is this value. Is this correct? Yes, this is correct, because Leah has to pay Amraz 2950 on 30th April, which will become the balance brought down for May. So on 1st May, she will owe him 2950. This is correct. Let's read option D as well. Option D says Leah's net purchases from Amraz in April were 2900. Okay, net purchases. Net purchases, let's calculate net purchases. So what's the formula? We add purchases. There are 3000 in the question. We also add carriage inwards if that is there in the question, but in this question we don't have that. What is carriage inwards? The transportation charges incurred to bring the goods into the premises, that they are also added, but we don't have that in the question. Then we subtract two things. First is purchases returns, as it reduces our purchases, and secondly the discount received. So purchases returns, we have that 150, that will be subtracted, and discounts received 100, that also reduces the value of our purchases. So this will be 3000 minus 150 minus 100, 2750. So the net purchases are 2750 and not 2900. So this option is also incorrect. See, moving forward, on 1st May, Bashir purchases goods on credit with a list price of 200. This list price is basic price or the retail price. Now, he is given a trade discount of $20, right? So let's calculate the invoice price. The list price was 200. Then he was given a trade discount of $20. This means that the invoice price is 180. Further it says, if payment is made within 28 days, a cash discount of $10 will be given. So if he makes the payment within 28 days, he won't be paying 180, then he'll be paying 170. The question is very important. Which amount is credited to the supplier's account on 1st May? Now, this is the date on which he is buying on credit. This is not the date on which he will be paying as well, because he will be paying within 28 days if he wants to have a cash discount of $10 from 1st May. 28 days from 1st May. The question is, on 1st May, how will we record the transaction? So should I subtract this cash discount further from 180? No, I should not, because 180 is the amount that will be recorded on 1st May. And how will I record this transaction? Purchases will be debited and my supplier will be credited with the invoice price figure. If the payment is made within 28 days, so then 170 will be recorded as a payment. That will be called a discount received transaction, but not on 1st May, because at this date I am just buying on credit. So the invoice price will be used to record the double entry in the day book of purchases. Right? Last question. A customer paid 15,600 to a supplier after receiving 2.5% cash discount. Okay, wow. And there was a trade discount as well of 20%. This question is very interesting. What was the amount of the invoice entered in the purchases journal? Purchases journal. We know that in purchases journal or purchases daybook or in the sales daybook, we record only the purchases on credit. We don't record the payment, because payment is recorded in the cash book. Number 1. Number 2 is, the amount that goes in the purchases or in the sales daybook is of the invoice value, the net what we pay to the supplier, that is after subtracting the cash discount. And the question is, what was the amount of the invoice entered in the purchases journal? Invoice value is calculated by subtracting trade discount from the list price. Okay, then if there is cash discount, so how do we arrive at the amount that will actually be paid? Is we subtract the cash discount from the invoice price, so that we arrive at the actually paid figure. Now in this question we have to work a little bit backwards. Why? Because we have this value. The customer paid 15,600, right? So he paid 15,600, and this value includes cash discount as well as trade discount, because trade discount was given first at the time of buying those goods, and then the cash discount was also given. Now to keep it simple, can I say that the invoice price or the post trade discount value, can I say that it is X? For the sake of simplicity, let's call it X. Can I say that this 15,600 represents X times 97.5%. What is 97.5%? This is after incorporating this 2.5% of cash discount. Because we know that from invoice price we subtract the cash discount, so that we arrive at the amount which will actually be paid. So the customer is paying 15,600 and the invoice price was X. We don't know that yet, which is 2.5% less of the value which it was. So that makes it 97.5% of the actual value, because I am paying 2.5% less. If I simplify it further, that would be X is equals to 15,600 divided by 97.5%. So X is equals to 16,000. What is this? This was the invoice price. And that is what was asked in the question. See, invoice value. The question was, what was the amount of the invoice entered in the purchases journal? So we will enter the post trade discount or the invoice price in the purchases journal, which was at the time of buying those goods, which is 16,000. Please keep in mind that this is not the list price. This is not the list price, because list price was pre-trade discount value, which was before incorporating the 20%. If, for instance, the question was to find out the list price, how would we do that? Now I have invoice price, right? I have calculated this. Now let's use this formula to calculate the list price. So we know that, let's call list price y. X we have already used, y. So I know that 16,000 represents my invoice price, which is 80% of my list price. List price was 100%, and after subtracting 20% as trade discount, I arrived at an invoice price of 16,000, which will of course be less than the list price. So my list price would be 16,000 divided by 80%, which will be $20,000, right? So 20,000 is my list price. So this is how we work backwards if the question is such, if the information is that how you have to arrive at the invoice price or the list price, right? So in this question, make sure that you remember this, that in the purchases daybook or in the sales daybook, we record the invoice value and not the list price, or not what is being actually paid, because that is recorded in the cash book for both customer or supplier. So I hope that after doing these past papers, the trade discount and the cash discount concept is much clearer than before. And if it was, please make sure that you like the video, you comment on the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.